Good morning, guys. This is Nuke coming at you with another episode of Day Trading with Nuke, and today is Wednesday, December 12th, 2018, and we're going to be rolling through pretty much the same stocks we seen yesterday. Gonna roll through it fast because there's not a whole lot to tell. We're going to start off with the SPY. If you look at the pre-market action from yesterday on the SPY, today is damn near a carbon copy of that. The only difference, the pre-market high of yesterday and the pre-market high of today is separated by about $1. So if it's any indication yesterday what happened versus what today is going to look like possibly, yeah, my money is mostly staying in my pocket today. All right, that being said, let's get in here and take a look at Apple first. And Apple yesterday had this rise and then a drop to the pre-market low and then a quick climb to the pre-market high. And then today, same thing. Drop to the pre-market low, climb to the pre-market high, and it's been fading off ever since. Where we're at, though, is closer to the bottom of the Bollinger Bands here. So we might see a little bit of curling action, but I doubt it. I'm a little more biased to the shorting side. Anywho, we're going to just jump into the topics that matter to you. And that's going to be the current pre-market action. Low is at 167.55. High is at 170.96. So you got about a $3 difference there, $2.50 spread. With the 100% extension to the top, taking you up an additional $4. And the pre-market extension to the downside taking you down another $3.50. So good bit of range if it breaks out of this pre-market action, and that's going to depend a lot on what speed picks up in the market, speed and interest. All right, what are we looking at for NVDA? NVDA with our second highest shares sold pre-market. It's kind of resetting that range. It came up, it tested, and now it's going down again. With a current pre-market low of 146 and a pre-market high of 150. It's a good $4 spread there, with the 100% projection to the downside, putting it at 142 for an additional $4, and 154.69 to the high side. So, not really anticipating it to go all the way back and forth between the two, but between the pre-market range and the 100% extension if it can get out of that range. Facebook is all over the place. Up, down, really shoddy, and a little skittish with this one today, guys. 143.98, call it 144 on the high side for pre-market, 141.50 on the low side pre-market, with another $1 down and another $1 up when you start looking at, actually, whoa, that's $3 up. I can't count for shit today. $3 up and $2.50 down on the 100% extensions. Let's see, CRM, not interested, but just for shits and giggles, yeah. It had a gap up, but not something I'm going to touch, not at that price. BABA, low volume at 72,000 shares so far traded. It had a nice little gap up action, and then it's been consolidating back down ever since. The price range on BABA is 154.85 on the high side of the pre-market, 150.90 on the low side of the market. So about a $4 range there as well. 146.95, call it 147 projection to the downside, 158 projection on the high side, so about an additional $4 there. Personally, I think this is a little too much pre-market action for it, for what we're likely to see, so anticipating it to be basically range bound. If it does get out of here, though, it just depends on what the market does. If the market has a whopper of a crash or a nosedive, whatever you want to call it, could be anyone's guess. Tesla's not exactly a pretty baby this morning. A lot of spottiness, it priced it and change, and Not a whole lot of shares traded. So only 34,000 shares traded so far this morning, with a pre-market high of 371.22 and a pre-market low of 365.50. God, just, yeah, not really my thing there on Tesla today. Just maybe we'll see once it opens up. But Tesla got PP slapped pretty bad. It just range bound. You know, this thing was so choppy back and forth yesterday that most of the people getting in were either getting chopped out or taking a loss and just voluntarily walked away from it. So anyway, to the high side 376, to the low side extension 359. God, just nasty. You could be seeing about a $10 range out of this thing, which is less than what you normally get. I think people are just waiting on to see what the economy does on the whole before they really jump into anything. What else we got? We'll take a quick look at Microsoft. Microsoft is currently pulling up, not too bad. 110 on the high side and 108 on the low side, with potential of $2, maybe $2.50 up on the 100% extension, and $3 down on the 100% down extension. So this is a little more my speed. Steady. And we'll see. I mean, it could definitely turn around and start coming back down today. Where's it at on the Bollinger Bands? It's neither at the top nor the bottom. And given the previous action here on the daily chart, it's just been a chop fest. So nothing's really picked a direction yet. And just, I don't think it's ready to pick a direction. So be careful there, guys. Let's see what else we got that I'd like to look at. Ooh, LAZ. Let's see who that is. Lazard. Classic. Yeah, no. When they get kind of sketchy like this, I don't want to touch them. It just had high volume. High volume in the pre-market. So we're going to skip one back down to AMD. AMD, my little devil darling. Some wild action there from an algorithm. But set a pre-market high of $20.63 with a pre-market low of $19.90. That's about normal for AMD, so this ain't too far out of the box. With a pre-market 100% extension to the high side at $21.36 and a 100% extension to the downside at $19. Gives us a couple of dollars of movement max, so I don't know. This might be a fairly safer one to play today. It's going to depend on what the chop fest looks like. If it's choppy, stay the hell away. Don't get in the middle of the blender, guys. The thing I don't like about it is when you're looking at the Bollinger Band, we're dead set in the middle. We're not near the top. We're not near the bottom. And I feel a lot more comfortable playing these things when they're on either side rather than just chilling out in the middle. But we'll have to see. Just kind of taking a quick peek to see if there's anything else I really see standing out, and I don't. Even like on the higher dollar stocks, guys, there's not enough volume standing out to make me go, ooh, I want to get into anything. So today's probably going to be one of those days where spend a lot more time looking at this stuff and a lot more watching and a lot less doing. Especially with the SPY action. It's whew, wow. Yeah, it's been pretty epically horrible. The only thing about this that kind of has me, we're closer to the lower side of the Bollinger Band. And before here, you see where we rode the left side of the Bollinger Band down. And that's where we're at here again, is basically where we was at here. Just this was on a smaller scale than what this is. So you're trading the pre-panic doom and gloom of small red days to large red days, but not as much drop because of the chop back up and down. So what you're looking at here has kind of been the norm up in here. So we've got a little bit smaller candle setting up, and that's what I've seen over here. So I think we're just consolidating for that next push to the downside. Yeah, there's some range we could go to the downside. So I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, guys. But 10 minutes, I got y'all quite a few tickers out there. Got about 7 to 9 tickers up in there. And I hope that gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on today. I will definitely be here, but I will mostly be watching. And we'll only be taking the grade A setups unless the bottom drops out. If the bottom drops out, then you do what you got to do, right? All right, guys. Well, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see y'all all this afternoon with the post-market wrap-up. Take care.